Hey people, how's it going? I got a new video today doing a base tour on my main base over here on Ragnarok. It's been a while since I've showed off this base here. If you're a long-time viewer, like a really long-time viewer, you'll have seen it actually before because this is like the fourth or fifth time I've actually built this base. But I got it all, you know, done to the nines over here with all the tech pieces and all of the animals are actually in it. All of the furnishings are in, so you can actually see the whole things. So check it out. Here it is from the front, and this is the direction I figured people would generally approach it from back at the beginning. But now that they have teleporters, everybody just teleports to the other side. But yeah, I've got it perched up on this epic location here where you can see the whole world. You can actually see all of the obelisks from here too, but can't really make that one out over there somewhere because it's so bright right now. But there it is. You can sort of make it out. Anyway, yeah, you got an epic view of the whole, whole canyon area. You can see across the world. It's pretty awesome. Let me get a better view of here. Yeah, check it out. Come down here, show off the area, or show off the inside. This is my trophy area. I usually have all the artifacts out, but I had to I give one out to a friend. But yeah, I've got all the heads, all the banners from all over, all the ones that you're able to transfer onto here. You can't transfer a couple of them. And here's the front, like plaza here, the top plaza. My storage area over here. I store all of the, all of my storage, just in my crafting area for really big things. And here's the inside. This is the rest of the crafting area for normal size things, small things, not giant things that need a replicator. Got the fabricator. I got more storage in here. I got all my blueprints. These are extra blueprints on these little guys. They hold them. I got I managed to cram this thing in here. Transmitter. This is kind of a weird place to put it. I don't really like it that much after all. I might have put it outside instead, but it has come in handy to have it inside, so I don't have to travel to it if I'm trying to move really heavy loads. This is my master bedroom. Got my ladies in here. And you can come out on this area here, enjoy the views. Here's another epic view. You can see out this window here and just see to the edge of the world pretty much. Here's my roof. I did a unique roof. This is not the new, like 30-degree, 60-degree angled pieces. These are 45-degree, and they're just kind of overlapping. They're not really snapping into each other on the edge, but you can't really tell where the gaps are as long as you're not eyeballing it very carefully at just the wrong angle. Yeah, from the outside also you can see it looks pretty sharp. Come back down here. These are just extra storage guys that have sit around, hold stuff for me. I used to have more, but I tidied most of it into the dedicated storage and stuff. But yeah, here's the kitchen. I got a double stack of these fryers, and you can climb up like this, so you can get to the other ones. Or you can just jump up. But yeah, I've got them supported in such a way where it seems to defy physics, because these catwalks, they can actually snap to a wall even if they're facing the wrong direction like this. They're still technically snapped to that wall back there. And then this one here is snapped to them, I'm pretty sure. So they're all defying physics in a very convenient way because it can make a nice tidy double stack off to the side out of the way. And here's my garden. I've got a double stack of this too. The way it's set up is that since there's gaps here in between, these bottom ones are actually still getting full light. They're getting the full 300% bonus. All of the vaulted skylight there, it it goes well over the amount needed for 300, but I just think it looks cool too. Got some water running in here. Yeah, so all of these are 300%. Yeah, and I've got two of all the vegetables. You can actually stack these even higher. You can stack directly on top of them, but I don't like the look, so I didn't do it. And I don't really need that many vegetables anyway. Got my cooker right next to my egg fridge, so I don't have to lug heavy eggs around. And I've got a little alchemy station over here, so that's often handy to have in the kitchen. And then come down here. This is where all my animals are. I call it the hangar. It's a giant area. You get a maximum amount of volume for a minimum amount of these behemoth gates with this configuration because it's mostly circular. And I used to have a lot more animals before pods, but now that you got pods, I just have a handful of kibble egg layers over here. You really don't need that many, and a bunch of just flyers that I kind of throw around and didn't really organize. I've got these velos that I'm trying to work on a good line, and a couple of cool looking theories that are going to be useful in breeding projects again soon. I got a whole bunch of babies I'm raising right now. See, there's multiple like shelves, layers in here for extra space. I could have put some on that side too, but I didn't think it was necessary. I do have one for flyers. I put most of my flyers up there. And this used to be, you know, worker dinos, but I don't really go mining or anything like that anymore, so I just use it for if I do really big breeding jobs. And here's the rest of the theories I'm raising at the moment. But yeah, there's plenty of space for all sorts of projects. Got a grinder over here. You can put a whole bunch of wyverns in here, a bunch of Udis for their eggs. You can put a whole bunch of whatever. There's a ton of space. Oh, and also down here I have my breeding area, my incubation area, I mean. I used to have it up in the area where my garden was, but it was too small and it was too inconvenient to try and lure all the babies down each time I did a raise, because once they got big, you know, they'd take up too much space. Anything bigger than a few tames, it was just totally inconvenient to try and raise things in the garden area. So instead I moved this area down here, and this is the actual incubation area. I can totally close it off from the rest of the base, so just in case I'm out and about and leaving doors open, I don't have to worry about anyone sneaking in and stealing my eggs. I can totally isolate it off. And these are all the extra fridges for extra eggs and stuff like that, kibble. And yeah, so that works out pretty well. Here's all the tech troughs. This is pretty much all the tech troughs I've ever needed. I don't even think I've actually needed this many. Yeah, almost, I guess. And I got my these guys stacked here too. I'm using the same trick here, where this catwalk is being suspended. It's being actually snapped onto this wall here, but it's not actually touching it. It's a handy trick. I've got a like mechanical room type thing here with generators in it, so I've got these out of the way and not accessible throughout the rest of the base, so people can't turn it off. People turn these off and screw you over. So I've got it isolated down here where it can't be accessed. And here's the underneath. This is the supports. This is what's supporting the whole base. I've got it done pretty optimally. Basically every you know, I've got gaps of 2 ceilings in between, and then the third is got to be supported. So I don't have extra ones doubled up in between. You know, this is the minimum pretty much you need to support it. And also down here I have my Dimetrodons. These guys do the incubating for me. These are great incubators. You don't need all those you don't need all those AC units. The AC units, they make a lot of noise and they emit a lot of particle effects, which causes a lot of lag. But instead, with just a handful of these Dimetrodons, like actually 6 would usually do the trick for almost everything. But with 2 more, you can do wyvern eggs. Drake eggs is the only thing that is even still more demanding than these guys here can handle on their own. So when I do a Drake egg race, if I ever do, and I did it a couple of times, it was pretty inconvenient because you had to bring the venom over from the other server, which was not convenient. But yeah, whenever you do them, you just throw out a couple more Dimetrodons up here, and you're good. And that's the interior. It's pretty spacious. but pretty compact as well. So within a relatively small area, you can do just pretty much everything you need to do. And if you do need extra space, you can just throw them out here. There's plenty of safe space out here for me, and nothing spawns up here. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet base. I've really enjoyed the design. I pretty much designed this, like, I don't know, over 2 years ago, probably close to 3 years ago now. And it hasn't changed a whole lot. I did add some of these big tech gates on it. See, the trick with the tech gate here is it's actually overlapping into a stone gate, and it's actually offset from the stone gate. This is the what do you call them, foundations that the stone gate is pinned to. But then this one here is the foundation that the tech gate is pinned to, and you can actually see it's offset by a half ceiling in 2 directions. See, there's the junction here, and here's the junction here. You've got to offset it a half step in two directions, and then it will overlap perfectly. And you can still have that stone piece up top that fits with the ceiling. I like that. And let's see, one of the other changes, I added this whole big incubation area. Added all these tech troughs and stuff. I added the tech generator, a tech replicator, and I added, I put the garden over here instead. But yeah, that's pretty much the only changes I've really made in 3 years. Oh, and I jammed this guy in here. But yeah, otherwise it's been a great design. It was well worth the time I put in, 3 years ago to kind of like lay out exactly how I'd like it, and I haven't had to shoehorn too many things into it. It's worked out pretty well. I really love the views, really love the design. So I've ended up using this over and over. I had this on a Legacy Island server way back in the day. That's the first tour I gave of it. Then I moved to a Legacy Center server. I had it there for a while, and then I had it on this server. Oh, so this is the 3rd time I built it, I guess. Then I went on to build it on yet another new center server, which is the 4th time. And I guess that's it. Well, I have a version on single player that I built in the middle of the ocean, which is a 5th time, but that's not actually on a live server. So I guess I shouldn't count that one. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.